Okay, so I figured I'd just get this thing out for a little rip, just show you what it's like. Plenty of space. I'm 6'7". With the highway pegs, I can comfortably ride this thing for a couple hours. It's got the Bluetooth speakers, as I mentioned in the ad. Windshield comes with it. Saddlebags, obviously, highway pegs, all that's gonna go. It's a 2006. It's got around 20,400 and some change on the clock. I am not 100% sure how long I've owned it. I obviously could get that info from the title, but I've had it maybe 2 seasons. And I'm just selling because I purchased another bike, and I'm also starting a business up, and I need some extra cash to get that going. But I'm in no rush to sell because I have the garage space. The one thing I will say that needs to be done, and I have the pieces to do it, and I will do it if it doesn't sell before I get the chance. The valve cover gaskets, or at least the one on the bottom side of the engine, you know, the engine, the V-twin in this orientation on the front side, because there's a little slight oil leak. I think the gasket's just old, dry rotted probably, but there's a slight oil leak and it's burning off the exhaust. So if I do those gaskets, I might also just do another oil change just to top up and make sure that we have all the oil we need, because we did burn a little bit, not a lot, but bike runs and rides great, starts up every time. I will say this bike is the last year that the V-Stars were carbureted. In 2007 they transitioned to EFI, but I don't know when the carbs have been tuned last. I haven't touched them, but obviously you can tell the bike runs great. When it is cold, the only recommendation is just to choke it. I've had bikes where you never have to use the choke. This one, typically you do have to use the choke when you're starting it cold. But that's, you know, if it's below, I don't know, 60, 50 or 60 degrees out. Like when it's nice like it is now in the 70s or whatever, it will start right up with no choke. I'm not sure if you can really hear the exhaust. I've got, hopefully, if it's working correctly, the audio feed going on this video is from my helmet mic. But, you know, I'll crack the visor and you might be able to hear it a little bit better here. I'll get on it after the stop sign. I mean, that was a dig to 60, so you have a sense about the bike. You know, it moves. It's a big bike. It's heavy. It's probably 650 pounds wet. You know, the bike, it is a shaft drive, which is really nice. I've never actually had a chain drive bike. I've only ever had shaft and belt driven bikes, but it's really smooth because of that. You know, it's a fun bike. I'll be sad to see it go, but if it gets the opportunity to be ridden and appreciated, I think that's the most important thing. I guess the only other thing about the speakers, which you'll be able to tell if you take it for a test ride, they're not super loud at highway speed, like 55 plus, 60, 70. But around town at like 30 miles an hour, if you have them up, it's plenty of volume. Anyways, I'd be happy to show this bike whenever. You know, give me a message and let me know when you're available to come check it out. You really got to see it for yourself.